and welcome to Your Best Health is Hiding in Your Calendar Masterclass. I'm doing it a little differently this time because I like to, as I was saying before, I like to tweak things. I like to learn what works and what doesn't work. And it's always been coached to me to use a fancy intro and I did this last time. I showed the video of me. So many people have seen this video of me, and I'm here to tell you, I'm just like you. I've been on the diet journey. I have lost the weight. And the key with my story is that I've managed to keep it off. So as we go through, and before we start this, I want to tell you a little bit about me. Who are you talking to? I am perfectly imperfect. I will never tell you that you need to be perfect, that you ever have to show up perfectly prepared, that you have to know everything, that you have to follow every step to the letter. That's just not reality. And so my brand is showing up as you are. Did I do my hair, makeup today? Absolutely. But what's most important is that you're showing up for you just as you are. And when we can be real with ourselves, when we can be authentic, when we get to a point where we look in the mirror and you say, you know what? You're pretty freaking awesome. That is one of the biggest goals that I impart in my clients. And it's so powerful because this is going to be something that's going to empower you for a lifetime. So these skills that I'm teaching you here today, I have applied to my own life. After my last child, I gained over 65 pounds and I was lost. I had three kids, I had a baby, a 6-year-old, and a teenager just going in three different directions. And I was exhausted all the time. I just remember feeling heavy, you know? And I wanted to lose weight. I thought, you know what? I'm going to start exercising. So I remember being in my closet and trying to pull on these exercise shorts that I used to wear. And it was like stuffing a sausage. And I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened to me? I completely lost sight of, I felt so out of control. I'd lost sight of the person I was. And so I thought, okay, you know what? Cool your jets, calm down. I got to come up with a plan. So my then husband gave me a video game for Christmas. We got the kids a Wii, and it was EA Games Personal Trainer. I thought so. I started using it, but I was like I'd get interrupted, and the kids. So what I did was I started at 5 o'clock. I started getting at 5 o'clock in the morning because that was the only time of day that nobody wanted a piece of mommy, and I could think clearly. End of the day didn't work for me because I was just ready for bed, being pulled in so many directions. So I started to get up to go to work out. But then I realized, you know what? This is kind of amazing time I've carved out for myself. So I started to get up every day. I did a devotional one time. I would have my coffee, I would have my cereal. So by the time everybody else got up, I was calm. And we're going to talk about the benefits of being calm and at peace. That is a huge part of your weight loss and health success. And we are going to create that here today. That's why I get super excited. I try to be cool. I try to be like super cool and calm and I know things, but I get excited about health. And I hope that you leave today feeling excited and empowered about your health too. So I am a National Academy of Sports Medicine personal trainer, trained and certified. And I'm also a precision nutrition level 1 nutrition coach. And from those things is how I developed my healthy lifestyle and nutrition coaching program because I realized it's not just about the things that we're doing, but how we do them in the run of the day. And that's why you're here today, because we're going to talk about your calendar. We're going to talk about your time and your energy and everything that is within your power. This is what I love to do, and I can't wait to get started. So I think that's oh, and recently I'm an award-winning speaker. Yay! I know people listen. Who knew? So I'm going to share my screen now. Share. And we're going to get this part, this show on the road. Share. There we go. Alrighty. All right. See my screen? Here? Yes. Awesome. Your best health is hiding in your calendar. Your transformation. Let me move this out of the way. Oops. Your transformation to the woman. I can't get this out of my way. What happened? Your transformation into a woman who finally has time for herself starts here. Put me in the chat if you have put other people's needs ahead of your own.
Mommy.
You're
Dada.
Oh, I see it. I hear Olive. Olive, she's like, "Yes, I put myself in the way of my mother's needs all the time." And who here, put in me in the chat if you, yes, you put your kids, your husband, your community, your volunteering, your church, everybody, and suddenly you realize you're on the back burner of everything else. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not cool, man. We want to make this a priority. And I also put me in the chat if you feel guilty or shameful about putting yourself first. Who feels ashamed about putting yourself first? Because that is a really big thing that I hear from people like, oh, I was thinking like, oh, I don't, they need me more than I'll take care of me later. But later's running out, y'all. And this is what came to my knowledge is that I was running out of time. But here's the fun part. You do have time, and that's what's amazing. So from chaos to clarity, I gave you a little bit of my story. That was me about 5 months after my daughter was born. It's hard to tell. There's not a lot of photos of me after that because I'm very vain and I did not want to be photographed at all. Like I said, I gained over 65 pounds and she was not a 65-pound baby. Unfortunately, she just felt that way. But I I'm probably about 40 pounds overweight in this picture. And it was, I just, like I said, I've lost sight of myself. And it wasn't just how I looked, but it was how I felt. I felt like I've cried all the time, you know? And when I started to make time for myself, I it was everything changed. Not only did I get physically lighter, I got mentally and emotionally and even spiritually lighter. So that was me in 2019, rocking the bod at the water park. That's another story for another time, how I gained like so much fluid in 4 days. But this is where I was probably in the best shape of my life. I'm in fabulous shape right now because of how I live my life. And that's why I'm excited you're here because you get to live this life too if you so choose. And it's right at your fingertips. So, who is ready for a new journey? Put me in the chat. Who's ready for a change? Okay, let's be real. If you're here because you want to lose weight, because you want better health, because you want more energy, because you want better sleep, because you want to not be angry all the time, thank you, hormones, who put me in the chat if what you're doing has not been working up until this point. There's probably things that you've done that kind of work, but it's not consistent. It's not keeping you. You have good days and then, plummet days. So if you're ready for a new journey, something new, little things, put me in the chat because I want to see you thrive. We are done with the old. The old is gone. The past has happened. We cannot undo it. But today is all about this future uncharted territory. And that's what's really exciting about your health journey. So yes, just drop yes. I'll say dress. Drop a yes in the chat if you've ever felt stuck and are ready to be set free because your freedom is what we're talking about today. Your personal freedom. And to me, that's the most important thing. So today's roadmap, we're going on a journey. How to use your calendar to stop the start over Monday mindset. Ugh, I'm 3 margaritas deep and half a pizza in. I'll start again Monday. Or you're out to brunch with the girls and you're like, you've had two mimosas and all the pancakes. Then have a better dinner. So it's that all or nothing thinking. So we're going to stop that mindset. How to plan and build accountability into your everyday. Accountability is huge. We're going to talk about that. How to anchor simple daily actions that add up to weight loss. Yes, weight loss. And I have a client who recently came to me. She doesn't want to lose weight, but she wants to build muscle. She wants to get leaner. She wants to have more energy. She's in her 60s, so she wants to up her game. She's planning on living another 40 years, which is amazing. So she wants to start now, which is so fantastic. So I'll show you proof of this works with real client wins in each of these areas. So here's the deal. Y'all, lean in. If you apply what I teach you today, you will see results. Like guaranteed, you will see results. just the little things that I'm teaching you here today, you can say, oh my God, that was amazing. I'm going to start using my calendar. I'm going to start doing these things that Mo talked about. So just understand that, and people have last masterclass, people started applying what I taught and they're seeing changes. So keep that in mind as we go through this. So let's get into the three big shifts that will change how you see your time and your health. Some of y'all may have been in the chrysalis. Did you know when a butterfly is in a chrysalis, it's just like it turns into a bunch of goo? I've been in many goo states in my life where you're going through transitions and you're trying to figure things out or you feel completely lost. So if this is where we get to spread our wings. We're coming out of a chrysalis. This could be the change that you've been waiting for, which is really exciting. So, shift number one, mindset and time awareness. When you shift your mindset from chaos to clarity, everything gets simpler. So, it's that all or nothing thinking that I was talking about, like not starting over on Monday, having those steps in your calendar every single day. Sometimes you get to everything, sometimes you don't. Remember, it's always about progress over perfection. This is a tale of two calendars. Both of them were mine for all intents and purposes. So, a tale of two. So, you have a calendar. Everyone uses a calendar, calendar on your phone, calendar on your computer, calendar on your wall, calendar on your desk. We use these tools to map out our life. Some use it half-heartedly. Some people are just locked in all the time. But there's different kinds of calendars. Calendar one is complete chaos. It does not serve your well being. It does not bring you peace. You write everything down, but you can't find the list. Oh my gosh, I've done that so many times. Who here? Who here has found a to-do list like 6 months later? I'm like, put me in the chat if you have found a to-do list. Like, oh yeah, I was gonna send that package to that person, and now I don't even know where I live anymore. So having those things, writing them down, but never comes to fruition. Post-it notes, like it's a zombie apocalypse, y'all. I'm so glad that my desk is clear now because I do have a post-it note problem. I have a lot of post-it notes, things like this to remind me to drink water. But water, everybody take a drink. Everybody take a drink. See you, Laura. And these are tools. But now when I write something on a sticky note, I put it in my calendar. I put it in context, and then I don't pick it up and say, "What the heck was that all about?" So these are tools, but you don't want them to be your main system. And no idea what is coming down the pipe today, let alone this week. I had a client one time tell me, like, I don't want to live a super rigid life like you where you have everything scheduled. I'm like, and her life was in constant chaos. Bless her heart. And I mean that in the nice way, not in the she's dumb way. But she was so all over the place. And once I started growling into her just a little bit, she started seeing changes. So it really does make a difference, which is very, very powerful. Okay, I gotta be able to see my screen. Um, calendar two is calm. So the other one was chaos. Chaos, when we're in chaos, we are using our sympathetic nervous system. That is fight or flight, where we are ready, put up your nukes, ready for anything. We're constantly in fear. We're constantly stressed out. That wheel, that hamster wheel in our brain is constantly, always going. I lived that life for decades. I do not recommend it at all. Calendar two reflects the parasympathetic nervous system, the calm system, the green zone, where we are rest and digest. I want to say that again for the people in the back. Rest and digest. This is where we feel calm. This is where we feel at ease, where we can feel that we can take on anything, where our body is doing its job as it's meant to do. It's digesting, it's processing, it's burning fat, it's letting fat go, it's using your life. This is where we want to be, is in the calm of the green zone. And I'm going to talk about that again. So remember, calm, parasympathetic. That's the goal. Morning and evening routines carved out. So I do have a bit of a color coding problem because every color has a purpose. And my one from my personal stuff is lavender. This is my getting ready time. This is my reading time. This is my lunch, snacks, dinner time. This is my workout time, even because it's time dedicated to me and my well-being. I recommend everyone have a lavender pen to carve out that time because you will be erased with all these other areas of your life if you do not take time to create on purpose that time for yourself. So I love my colored pens. Um, so, but that keeps it. So then I can look at my calendar and say, okay, am I prioritizing my health? Am I prioritizing my clients? Am I prioritizing my family? So it just gives you a kind of an easy look at the calendar to understand that. So my morning and evening, I cannot recommend enough. Morning and evening, these are your first two pillars, morning routine and evening routine. Having a routine, it gives you something to look forward to. Y'all, we humans love predictability. We like things that we can rely on. So having that morning routine, I know exactly how my morning's going to go unless something horrible happens, God forbid. But I know exactly how my morning's going to go and pretty sure how my evening's going to go too. Now, between morning and evening, it's a free for all. I'm an entrepreneur, so it's a little willy-nilly. So that's why I have to purposely carve out those times for my snacks, for my lunch, for my exercise time, those times that I need to invest in myself. It's not a long time, but it's effective. So having those morning and evening routines are so important. Your meals are planned every Sunday afternoon. I sit down and I go through, I see what protein I have, I see what's in the cupboards, look at recipes, what have I not made in a while. I plan out. Here's the key. I look at my calendar. What's coming down the pipe that week? What evenings am I going to be out? What does my daughter have any commitments we have to go to? Maybe it's going to be a crock pot day. Just taking those 30 minutes. Oh my gosh. I do not miss the 4:30 put me in the chat if it's ever 4:30 in the afternoon and you're like, what am I gonna have for dinner? That for me that was such a why do I do this to myself? I don't do that anymore. Every once in a while, I'll have a busy Sunday and it doesn't happen, and I shoot myself in the foot. I'm like, and I quickly recalibrate as soon as I can because I do not like that feeling of I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. And sure, it happens from time to time. And yeah, we'll order pizza from Mod Pizza, but that's the exception. It's not the norm. So planning your meals will put you in the calm zone. Exercise is blocked in. I know Monday night, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday morning, I'm working out. It's a non-negotiable. So booking those exercise times like an appointment you cannot miss is essential for your well-being. Now, sometimes Monday night I have something come up, and then I'll go Wednesday night. So being flexible is so important. Yeah, you have your calendar, but this is to help you be flexible so that you can get what you need done. And this calendar is real and shows what matters. Everything in this calendar is showing what I'm prioritizing. I am prioritizing my health, my clients, my family, and my community. And I pray a lot, so that's woven in. But you get to have fun with this. You get to show up for you like you would someone else, which is amazing. So rely on schedule, not motivation, because when we don't feel like doing something, it's so easy to say, I'm not gonna do it. And then you see it on your calendar. It's like, no, I made the commitment. I wrote it down when I had energy, and now I'm not feeling energy. So there was a part of me that knew this was important at some point, and that's really important to understand as you go through this process. Because there's when you set up your meals, your planning and all these things, that was when you were feeling energy. So you want to remember that person when you're just not feeling it. So this is where accountability can help you. So lean into those pillars you create. It's your semblance of sanity. So here's a client um, that I had who shows us how the calendar impacts your weight. You're on your way to Wonderland and you've dropped several clothing sizes.
Yes, I have. I have gone from a pant size of a 24
down to yesterday, I got myself into an 18. In my shirts, I went from almost a 4X down to a large.
That's amazing.
I was always told, I'm going to become a diabetic because it's family history. Well, I became a diabetic, but with the process, became a non diabetic almost a year ago now. But it does go down into your mindset.
Oh, yeah, it goes into your mindset. Exactly. So, and Karen just recently upped her game, getting a new calendar, and really, she had some health issues recently that went very well because she's been taking care of her health. And now she's really leaning into her calendar again, and she is so gung ho to get her life back on track. And she knows how important it has been on her journey. So, mad kudos to
And
Karen. Oops. We don't need to say that again. So, shift number two, planning and accountability. So, we're talking about accountability again. This isn't about perfection, y'all. When I started the call, I'll never tell you you needs to be perfect. Ever, ever, ever. All those people in social media who live in those perfect lives, yeah, you know that 5 minutes before that photo shoot with that cute child that they were screaming and running up and down hallways and throwing stuff. Well, how do I know? Because I've lived it myself. That's the highlight reel. Do not live your life by other people's highlight reels. No, we live a real life, and it's gonna have shining moments, and we're gonna have foggy moments, and it's gonna be everything in between. But we're looking for consistency, always looking for progress. How can I be a little better next time? These all, it's not a beating yourself up. Oh, so dumb. I'll do better next time. No, this is about, it's like, okay, that didn't work. What can I do next time that so I can avoid the rush at dinner, or I can avoid the, eating my face off at the buffet at the Christmas party, or those things. It's a preemptive strike. It's actually showing up for yourself, which is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful when I see people showing up for themselves. So it's about making health a non-negotiable in a way that fits into your life. You can like, and anyone like this woman. I just love how she's walking with a, I don't know if that's broccoli. I don't know what's happening. This giant thing. And it's about balance. And you can tell this is AI generated because that woman in the back has something going on with her face. But I like the image because it really, we got so much going on, but that doesn't mean we can't have calm. All right, plug in time, nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, and mindset. This is an example of a calendar. Like I have my calendar here, but this is an example of a digital calendar where you can, and this is just examples. I eat breakfast way early, but like for normal human hours, when you work out, when you have breakfast, when you have that snack, and snack can be like some nuts. I boiled eggs, so I'll just grab a boiled egg, have a little protein because it's always hard getting protein in. When you're gonna have lunch, and for me, lunch is goes kind of like this throughout the week, depending on my meetings schedule. Your snack and your dinner and your wind down time, like your winding down time when you're turning off the TV, when you're turning off social media. Like, so when you have this, and the more you do it, the more ingrained it becomes. It becomes, how many times I'm going to bed, I'm like, I don't need to wash my face. I physically cannot get into bed without washing my face. Like, so you're at that point. Does anyone else have habits like that? Like, you can't, you can't. Yeah, put me in the chat if you have those little things where you conditioned yourself like, oh no, I have to do this. I mean, hopefully it's not an obsessive way, but there's things that we do that actually build habits. And we're going to talk about that, those habits that we already have and how we can attach things to them. So here's the time management. Create your own calendar. And I'm going to, when I do the follow-up email for this, for everyone that showed up today, I'm going to include this time management calendar. I have this as a document. And just so you can start kind of figuring out what you could do with your life. Where can you fit in your best health? Where can you fit in your you time? This is all about you. The name of my book when I finally write it. It's all about you because it's when you focus on your health and wellness, it's a ripple effect. It's going to affect your family. It's going to positively affect your family, your friends, your community, your clients if you have clients, your coworkers, your colleagues. When you start showing up for you, it's you're lighting your own light. Remember, nobody benefits from dimming our own light to make other people shine. I think Marianne Williamson said that. No, when we show up in a light, we're not just helping ourselves, we're helping everyone around us. And that is a beautiful feeling. Oh, I love it because I live it. And this is why it's so, like I said, I'll never teach you anything that I haven't tried, tested, and true myself. And all these things have applied to my life, and my life is chaotic. You know, I'm a single mom working, as an entrepreneur, doing all the things, chauffeur, cook, chef, shopper, because my daughter, she's academically inclined, so I let her be brainy. But it's so important that we take this time for ourselves. So y'all, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. I know this to be true. But it's about making time versus finding time. So if dinner is always chaos, block 30 minutes earlier for prep. That's making time. So we like if you say, oh, I have to find time for that. That's passive. Making time says, okay, I'm looking at my calendar. I'm going to do XYZ. I'm going to shuffle this. It's kind of like one of those sliding puzzles. I'm going to shuffle this around so I can make this time. And when you do that, oh my God, I just feel calmer talking about it. Like it just because I know how it feels to do this. And if, again, if I can do it, you can do it too. This is going to make such a huge difference in your life. So often the piece that's missing is the accountability from other people. So I always encourage if you're starting something new, get an accountability partner. Maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your husband. So there's someone in there to help you be accountable. And this is what Jennifer has to say about that.
I think the number one thing that ended up me finally saying yes was I realized I needed accountability. I'm not able to do this on my own. I didn't know a lot of this stuff, but I'm not holding myself accountable. I'm not able to do that. So I agree with the way you see food. It's not a diet, but what really made me pull the trigger was I need some accountability. I even told myself in the beginning, there's never a good time, and you need to put your health first. And this is a great coach to help you do that and accomplish your goals. So you're a great coach.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wasn't sick, by the way. I just chose to go without hair. But Jennifer did so well. She had such a chaotic life, very busy, always traveling, always being pulled in very many different directions. They own their own company, she and her husband, and now she takes her life on with such a grace. And she said having me there, so having a coach, I have coaches, you know, coaches have good coaches have coaches. I have a business coach, I have a health coach, I have coaches in my life. So having a coach is an option if you need that accountability, if you know that you're going to struggle doing this on your own, but that may not be the case for you. Okay, so shift number 3, small daily actions. This is where we put the pedal to the metal, the rubber to the road, where we get movement forward. You can change your life in 10 minutes. In the beginning, it can be just 10-minute practices. In precision nutrition, with who I'm certified, that it's we call it talk about 5-minute habits, 5-minute actions daily. And it's because you're learning to do things consistently for your goals. We do lots of things consistently that are not for our goals. So focusing on those 5-10 minutes, I always say 5 minutes. And if you get 10, that's great. If you want to read more, starting with 5 minutes, and then you end up finding you're reading for 10, 15 minutes, that's a bonus. Walking for 5 minutes, sitting in quiet for 5 minutes, doing something that's doable, but you can doing that a couple of times a day can exponentially impact your life for the better. And that is really awesome. So attaching habits to something you already do is so powerful. And that's called habit stacking. If nobody has read Atomic Habits by James Clear, I highly, highly recommend it. It's on the stack of books behind me because it's my quick reference book stack. And I'm thinking of actually with my client group doing that book club starting in January because book clubs are so powerful. And so to do chapter by chapter, I think would be really great. I've read it probably 4 times now, and every time I listen to it, I glean something new. And it's what I base my program on because it's it's about making it simpler. It's not about making it more complicated. Nobody's got time for that. We want to make things simpler. So stacking micro habits, you see results without feeling like your whole life revolves around dieting. So it's so this person's putting their shoes on when they wake up in the morning, or they get in their getting your workout clothes first thing when you get up in the morning. Taking time to read, to turn off the noise, to disconnect from screens, to find time to read, to have quiet peace, to get decent sleep. All these things are things that you can do. Having your coffee, have do something meaningful while you're having your coffee, going to bed on time, all these things. So when you habit stack, you can start with one small thing. So add a glass of water before you have your coffee because I get up crazy early. I make sure I drink an entire one of these 24 ounces before I have my coffee in the morning because I get up, I go work out or I do my work or whatever. And so that's the deal. I don't have coffee until I've finished this. And I don't usually have coffee for a couple hours after I get up. So it makes it easier. But even just having 8 ounces of water before you have coffee, hydrating after. You don't want to start your day dehydrating. So just hydrating after sleeping all night. A 10-minute walk right after lunch. This is so if you have 30 minutes for lunch, 15 minutes to eat your lunch, 10 minutes walk, 5-minute bio break, whatever's going to work for you, but trying to find that time. It makes all these little things stack up. Chopping veggies when you get home from the store. I come in, the broccoli and the cauliflower gets on the chopping board. It's the first thing I do. I have containers, I wash it, I chop it, I wash it, I put it in containers. It's ready for roasting. It's ready for, I have it with hummus or dip. My daughter loves it. She goes coming foraging for food. There's vegetables in the fridge. So just making so these are things you're already doing. You're already drinking coffee, you're already having lunch, and you're already going shopping. So attaching something to those things you're already doing makes it so much easier. It makes it not one more thing you have to do. It dovetails and it makes it so much easier. So imagine results without dieting your life away. Y'all, I did Weight Watchers years ago, and it did help me how to create a healthy relationship with food. But the diets, I saw my mother do Atkins and the cabbage soup diet, and she was a lifer at Weight Watchers, and all these things. And it was a constant struggle with her weight. I was fortunate to figure this out, but I still had to lose that 65 pounds and keep it off for 17 years. And I have kept it off for 17 years. I mean, I'm 54 years old now. I keep saying 55. I don't know why I keep aging myself. 54 years old now, and I'm still healthy because of these principles, because of these things I do every day. That has just become a way of life. So you can do this without ever dieting again. It's about being mindful and being present and understanding how to honor your body because that's really what I didn't realize the habits I was building all those years ago at 5 a.m. I didn't realize how I was pouring into myself and how that would exponentially affect who I was, how I felt about myself, and how I showed up in the world. So this isn't just diets are fleeting. And I don't know how many of you have been on the diet train. Well, this is the last stop. If you start living your life like this, you will never get on a diet train again. You won't have to because you've realized that the keys to living a healthy lifestyle, losing weight and keeping it off is in your calendar. It's in your time. It's how you spend your energy every day. And that is so powerful. So when life gets busy, it always does, your calendar keeps you consistent. So this is a word from Kara.
I've tried so many diets and so many workouts, but I'd never approached things from like a time management perspective. Mo transformed the whole system because she introducing the idea of like simplifying my to-do list, focusing on 3 things each day. Anything else is bonus. So I could let go of the guilt that I had constantly of never getting my list done.
So how has that affected your health? How has that changed your health, like with your workouts, your eating, and nutrition?
I do definitely feel like I have way more energy. In the past, I would get the Sunday blues instead of being excited about what's going on. But now I have way more energy to be able to hop up right out of bed when my alarm goes off. I don't hit the snooze button ever.
Last thing, how do you feel as Kara? Do you feel like you found yourself? How do you feel?
I'm way more comfortable in like listening to my intuition. That was another thing. I just feel way happier. I wish I had better words.
I love that. I wish I felt, or I'm glad, I feel like I wish I had better. Happier is a great word. And that's coming back to that calm piece. Okay, put me in the chat if you would like a little more calm in your life, a little more peace in your life. You remember Greece? Greece is the word. No, peace is the word. Peace is the word. That is going to creating peace in yourself is how we're going to change the world. That's another story for another time. But creating that inner peace, peace in your time, peace in your energy, peace in your mindset, peace in your being, this is so essential for your overall health and wellness. Living in constant chaos, like I said, decades, y'all. Decades I was living in constant chaos. Ooh, so many demons, so many things I struggled with. And they still happened, but I'm here now taking control of my life through my calendar. It feels like a no-brainer. It feels like, why didn't I think of this earlier? Why didn't anyone else think of this? Because I've never seen anyone else do this from this point of view. So, what happens next? Okay, y'all. Put me in the chat if you've gained any wisdom here today that you can start applying in your life right now. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Put me in the chat if you have gained things. Yes. Yes. Good, 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 good. Awesome. What time is it? These are current. Yes. Great. Yes. And this, like I said at the top of the call, this is I'm giving you things that you can start making meaningful change right now. Maybe you already use your calendar. Maybe you already have some of these habits in place. Maybe you shifted your perspective a little on something, and we're gonna have Q&A at the end, so I hope you stick around because I want to hear your questions. I want to address any questions you have about anything we've talked about, anything that's come up for you during this. And maybe you're still a little lost. Maybe you're thinking like, okay, this sounds really great, but I have no idea where to begin. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know if I have a calendar. And that is really important. I get that. I get that because so many things, like especially after getting divorced, I had to figure out on my own. I didn't know who to ask. I didn't know where to start. So, so stick with me. I want to share with you something that I do to help people just like you every single day. And this isn't something I do, it's actually something I believe is my life calling because when I see the results that people get from working with me, this isn't I have to, this is something I get to do. And I love, love, love what I do. So I want to introduce you to a 90-day experience that will guide you all the way through the end of the year. Y'all, we're coming into the big three. Tomorrow's October 1st. We got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, we got New Year's or Christmas or whatever holiday you Festivus celebrate, and then into the new year. And put me in the chat if you've ever said I'll take care of my health in the new year. Anyone here make a New Year's resolution? I'll lose weight then. I will wait until New Year. I will. I'm seeing some yeses. Yes. 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 What if we didn't have to wait for the new year? Because that'd be amazing. Um, what I do is designed for busy women like you. I'm a little self-centered because everything I do, I've done for myself. Hey, man, you go with what you know. And I heard this really great quote the other day, like, don't do what you love, do what you're good at. And because I figured this out for myself as a busy woman who wanted to lose weight and gain energy and feel confident, now I do it for others. I teach others how to do that. And it's all the way into the new year and beyond. So this is carrying you through. What I'm talking about is going to carry you all the way through to the new year. And it's structured coaching, personalized habits for your particular goals and momentum without starting over again. Has anyone here started over again? Started over? You've done a diet, you lost the weight, gained the weight, started over. Put me in the chat if that's you, if you've ever started over. Because this is the end of the year strong plan. Okay, y'all, I am a pessimist because I'm always like, what's in it for me? What's a euphemism? What's in it for me? I'm going to tell you what's in it for you. So we start with a private kickoff call. It's a strategy that looks at you individually. You're not a cookie cutter. It's not a like do XYZ and you'll get ABC. No, those programs make me mental when I see those programs making all these promises and they're pie crust promises, easily made, easily broken. And so yeah, you'll get results there, but they won't last. They want you suckling at the teat for their other programs for the rest of your life. No, I want to give you the tools and set you free. Run, be free because this is about your liberation from all these negating thoughts, all these diets, all these things that you never thought that you could do, because this is about you and your health. So it is very personalized. So we start off with a kickoff call, then we come up with your customized nutrition plan. It was just for you. I take all your information and create this beautiful guide just for you to help you on your journey. Then I use the Pro Coach app. This is a really powerful tool where you check in every day and it's so simple, y'all. You press the plus button, you take a picture of your food, you message me, you check for messages from me. And because I often leave inspirational notes in there, or that's where I give you coaching, guideline, feedback. And it's so simple, it's pretty, it's visually appealing, and it's just really simple. Not a lot of clicks. It's real, everything is right there for you. Private monthly calls with Mo. Now, for everyone coming in now, I've upped it for the first 3 months. Some people come 6 months, some people 9, some people a year. But for the first 3 months, I've started doing calls every 2 weeks because those first 3 months are critical to make sure that you're staying on track. Do I need to do this? No, I didn't do this before, but I started doing this and it's been really effective, keeping people on the path that they want to stay on. It's not micromanaging, but I mean, when you're starting a new journey, sometimes it's good to have that hand holding. Weekly group coaching calls, which are always a blast. And what I never thought was how much the group, it would be so supportive, having people in the group talking to, when I'm coaching you through what you're dealing with, what you're winning at. We always start with wins. This is a really powerful aspect of the program is the coaching. And then I do a small training at the top of every coaching call, something that we've been talking about, something that's relevant to you, because I'm always listening. I have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Okay, today I've got 2 mouths, but you know what I mean. I have a monthly masterclass. So whatever's the buzzword, whatever's talking about, like glycemic index versus glycemic load. This was a masterclass I did several months ago because there's all these questions about things and there's so many myths. So this is kind of like the myth busting class every where I get to do a deep dive for you so you can go along with your life. And so then we debunk a lot of myths and get to the heart of what really matters in your life and in your health and well-being. And ongoing email and text support. I had someone recently say, "Oh, I didn't want to bother you with this wonderful win." I'm like, "Y'all, you can bother me anytime with a win. I love it." And sometimes I'll get SOS calls like, "Do you have any time right now?" I have dropped everything for clients because sometimes stuff comes up and it's a real struggle. So we have that. I have that at your resource. I try to stick to my business hours, which are 9 to 5, but I understand that life happens. I do a customized meal map where it's not a meal plan, it's a meal map. So we looking at what foods you need to lose weight, what you like, what you don't like, what you can't eat. And then we put it into a meal map so that you have a visual of what to eat every day to get you to your goals. This is really powerful. And I just started this a few months ago. So pay in full bonus. Let's just say crazy. You wanted to sign up today. I have a bonus 30-minute call every month for a check-in to tweak what you're working on, to just connect with me, to get really feedback, to go really deep. Also, there's you can choose one of these personally guided pantry makeover where we look at your pantry, we look at what's going on in there, what is working for you, what's not working for you, and any questions that you have. I do have a whole makeover. If you live here, I will come to your house and we'll go through it live. Also, pay in full bonus number 2 is personally guided time smart meal planning guide in the kitchen with Mo. So this is where I take you through the things that I do to help me eat healthy 80 to 90% of the time, because a lot of it becomes a preemptive strike, like planning ahead, like any kitchen gadgets that I find helpful. I don't like to over gadget, and how to measure things like that are going to be helpful in the flow of your health. And also the fast track focus section calendar makeover to prioritize your time for you. So we sit down, we can sit down with your calendar and go through it in detail and see where the holes are, see where you're wasting time, see where you can reinvest that time into health. And remember, health doesn't have to be like like dumb or lame or I was like, ugh, it's so lame. I have to eat cardboard. No, I love food, y'all. I love feeling amazing, first and foremost. So this is where we go deep on your calendar and see where you can start plugging in you for your best health and prioritize you. So the private kickoff call, the customized nutrition plan, the Pro Coach app, the private monthly call, group calls, monthly masterclass, ongoing email and text support. Oh yeah, and I check in on that bad boy 3 times a week, plus the group coaching call, and plus your private calls, ongoing email and text support, customized meal map, and your pay in full bonuses. That is worth. Oh, I don't think I fixed this. 64.50, which is if for a life-changing program that is amazing. Like you buy a vehicle for 5, 10 times that, and it's gonna break down. It's not gonna last you a lifetime. This is gonna last you a lifetime. But to be fair, 6,400, no, we're not gonna do that because that's a la carte. I mean, we're not doing a la carte. Now I love what I do. So half of that would be 32.25. 32.25 also would be super reasonable for everything that I'm offering you and working with me. And that's why I don't do the fancy intro because I want you to know who you're working with. And that's just me. It's just me. And but no, we're not going to do that. So 14.97 for 3 months. This is insane because I really, really, really want to make it accessible to people, knowing that this is changing your life. This isn't a new outfit. This isn't getting your nails done, which is also awesome. But this is something that is going to serve you. This is going to serve you for a lifetime. I get excited about this because I know it's done for me and I know what it does for my clients and I know what it can do for you. So I do get super excited about this. I love working with people and I love seeing them succeed because your satisfaction is my priority. When you succeed, I succeed. And no one has yet, nobody has taken me up on this yet, but it is 100% satisfaction guarantee. You have a 14-day window after that first kickoff call. If it's just not working for you, I will gladly give you your money back. But like I said, it hasn't happened yet, so I'm pretty confident. But so if you have any questions, book a call. I've got a QR code on the next screen. Timewithcoachmo.com. That's the URL to book a call with me, a discovery call, where we can kind of go into and say, I don't, maybe this is for me. I don't know. But this is your journey and you get to live it. So you get to live it. And I'm just your guide. I'm your Sherpa. I am your health Sherpa. I think that's actually a health program. But, and now I want to hear if you guys have any questions about anything I talked about today, anything about the program. That's the QR code where you can, I think this, pretty sure it works. Yeah, it does work. Ooh, it's pretty sure it works. I did not check that. Yep, it works. So that's QR code to get a discovery call with me. I had 2 people sign up last time, which was amazing. And so I just want to continue to empower people and really get people moving in an amazing direction. So, alrighty, stop the share. So 3 months will get us to Christmas. Yeah, it will. I love that we have you to help us keep accountable. Like I said, I can't tell you enough. This is how this is so amazing to witness. I'm humbled when I get to witness people go through this program to work with me and to make these changes in their lives that are going to affect their entire life. I mean, when someone hires me because they want to live another 40 years and they trust me with that, I take that very seriously for sure. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to put this in the gallery view so I can see everyone. Does anyone have any questions about anything we talked about today? Anything that they want? Nina, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. Well done. Like I loved everything you said.
Thanks.
My question is, so, I struggle with the whole workout in the morning or
Yeah.
workout in the afternoon. So morning is my best time. I have like I like to get up at 5 and do all of my rituals and then start to work at
Yes.
8. But I find that then I leave working out till 3 when my kids
Yeah.
get home, and then it just never happens. And then the next day I'm
Right.
like, I should have worked out in the morning. But in the morning I feel hungry and then I eat. and then I
Yeah,
can't work out because I just ate a big breakfast or whatever.
right,
And then I think also I'm wasting my morning time, which is my most vibrant time. And
right.
so, how do you deal with that? Like, if you work out, you said you work out in the afternoon, or do you work out in the morning? Which one do you recommend?
Only so really it's personal to you. So I work out in the evening because I'd go to boot camp and I won't do it on my own. I mean, I will if push comes to shove, but I like working out at boot camp because people are expecting me to be there. And that's accountability piece. So, but he doesn't have a Monday morning and I like to work out 4 times a week. Not everyone needs to work out 4 times a week, but he only has it Monday evening. So I suck it up. I make sure that I have dinner ready so that when I come home at 7:20, it's we can eat and I can get to bed. Because then I turn around and go to 5 a.m. boot camp the next morning. So what you're asking is when is the best time? It's when is the best time you can get it done. Now, what does your morning rituals look like? And how much time do you think you need to make to get in a workout?
So I do meditation okay, when I wake up at 5, then I do an hour of meditation with the Dr. Joe walking meditation. I love those.
Yeah.
Um, and so, and then I think I need about 40 minutes to work out.
Okay.
Um, but I cannot seem to fit it in between 5 and 7:15 because of my whole morning routine. My kids wake up at 7:15,
Hmm.
and then meetings start at 8 a.m. and like life goes on. Then at 3, I pick up the kids and I'm thinking, well, maybe there, but I'm usually hungry. And I think the food thing is the problem. Like I'm hungry and then I think I shouldn't eat because I need to work out. How do you deal with that? Like the
So
hunger part?
that's a really great question because, like you said, before I go work out, I have a quick carb and protein. So this morning I had yogurt and bananas because I want the carb, I want the easy burn carb for energy, but I want the protein to, because ladies, when we wake up in the morning, we have a cortisol spike. Everyone has a cortisol spike, male, men, and women. But men can go all day and just, not eat until noon, 1, and it's no problem. Women need to calm the beast. We need to bring that cortisol down. So it is important when we get up in the morning to have that carb or that protein for sure to get our cortisol back down because that's going to regulate our hunger for the rest of the day. And that's where you start to have hunger cues. It's so are you saying you're hungry first thing in the morning?
Yeah. And
Okay.
also before, like at 3 o'clock when I want to work out again.
Right. Okay. So small snacks. Snacks are your best friend. And I actually did a whole resource, and I can send this to you on when to eat what, because this came up in the group. And like first thing in the morning, it's if you work before you work out, you want a quick carb, carbohydrate like an apple or piece of fruit, something that's going to burn quickly.
Yeah.
But because we're women, we need that protein. So that's why I have the protein and carb combination when I get up in the morning. So the point I'm trying to make is that uh, so you've got 2 hours and 15 minutes. An hour that is a walking meditation.
Yeah, and then I also don't wake up at 5 every day. Sometimes it's 5:30, sometimes it's 5:15, sometimes it's 5:45. And so it's not like 5 on the dot
Yes. So what makes it fluctuate?
the night before.
So do you have an evening routine?
Um, I do. I try to get to bed like after I put the kids to bed. And so 9:30. Now they're getting older and they're like pushing that time, so it's becoming 10:30, and then it's like I don't get up at 5 because I went to sleep at 10:30 or 11 or
So are they going to bed at 10:30?
they're going to bed at 10. I mean, it's a whole struggle getting them in bed. Now they're 12, 13. And so it's
Yes.
like getting them to bed 10, and then I like to yeah, wind down, do some kind of meditation as I'm going to sleep. Um, yeah.
Could you do a wind down leading up to that before I mean, because as you're winding down, they're winding down.
hmm Yeah, so trying to get them to bed earlier or just saying like I'm not gonna you guys put yourself to bed. Well, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
Yeah, I know
yeah,
it's
it's a
that's is the
struggle.
slippery slope age for sure. What I'm hearing is that you possibly have time, 40 minutes. You don't necessarily need 40 minutes. Even if you got in 20, 30 minutes of a workout, like quick warm up, like a 5 minute warm up, and doing, doing, going through, what's it called? Again, circuit training. Like if you did, 5 exercises 5 times, and you like do 5 exercises, like upper, lower,
Yeah.
abdominal, something
Is
like
it
that.
okay to do it with like a hungry stomach, or should I
You want to
have
eat.
a,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
mean. When you wake up in the morning, eat something. It doesn't have to be a break. I have two breakfasts. I'm like a hobbit. First,
Okay.
second breakfast. And so that's why I eat that in the morning before I work out. It's good that you wake up hungry, but it also makes me wonder what you're eating the night before that's causing you to wake up hungry.
Mhm.
Because usually you have to, like, having some hunger is normal, but having, like, being ravenous when you wake up is an indication of something. So we can have a deeper conversation about that. You know how to get me. But having a quick snap, 5 minutes, having some yogurt, whatever it is, you can have a quick something that's going to quell that protein meat stick, like a yogurt, Greek yogurt, something that's really quick. Again, I can send you a resource on that. And then having that carb to work out, and then you have your breakfast afterwards. So you try to get all your breakfast, everything in that window.
Yeah.
So
Well, at 7:15, my kids come, and so I make breakfast, lunches for them, and then I batch prep for the day between 7:15 and 8.
so when are
Hopefully
you having your breakfast?
at between 7:15 and 8. So I'm making
Oh,
breakfast
okay.
for
So
them, for myself.
so
I batch prep and I have breakfast.
well, that's great. So that's perfect. So then it doesn't eat into your time at all. So what
So
if
you're
you
saying a snack and a workout in the morning,
Mhm.
um, and then meditation could be before that or after.
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you
it's
could do
better.
it.
It's better to do it in the morning to work out than that night.
It
Or
sounds like that works better for you. That's not always the case. I mean, we have a very large group boot camp class in at 6:15. So it's what's working for your calendar. Remember, we never want to get locked into these ideas of what is right or good. It's whatever is working for you. It's when are you going to get it done? That's it. Like I have a
yeah.
client, she walks in the door and before she does it, she immediately changes into her workout clothes and gets it done, has her snack, gets it done right then because she let it go, it didn't happen. So now
Right.
she got boom, boom, boom. She's got a system put in place.
Okay.
So it's
Thank you, Mo. Yeah, that
yeah,
makes
for
sense.
sure. I hope
I
that
think
was
the
helpful. Was
snack
that
is the
helpful?
thing that's tripping me up, is that I
Yeah,
eat too big of a snack, and then I'm like, I can't work out because I can't jump around now, and I just, but a
yeah,
smaller snack.
yeah. Just having just getting that because then later after I work out, I'm starving again. So,
Right.
and but then your hunger cues are kicked in. So yeah, so think about that.
Okay.
And we can
Thank
talk
you.
another time too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nina. All right. Anyone else? Well, it is 1 o'clock. So anyone else has any questions? Can't see you. Raise your hand. Aaron, Christy, I don't know where you are, if you're actually there. Diana, Margie's there. That's great. Karen's there. All right. Well, yeah, I hope this was beneficial. Remember, if you apply these things to your life, they will work. It will change your life. This is where it all begins. These small tools, you take them and run with it, man. Start today. Like when I send the follow-up email this afternoon, I'm going to have that calendar in there. Start really thinking about how you're spending your energy every single day. This is the first day of the rest of your life. All right, Chrissy's got no problem. Thank you, says Aaron. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. God bless. Love you. That's a command, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.